Hello. So I'm on this background where raw details, just normal, ordinary, harmonious, iterative improvement, day life, middle of everywhere. Some have differences in your own house space. Yeah. So it's kind of just the middle of the movie. Yeah. So we began at some point in time, all birth and all fresh, over time was our living spaces tells the stories of where all we came from, what all we've been doing, kind of. So this is like the middle of the story, yeah? Now, as an entrepreneur, okay, as an employee, like as a student, started as a student, okay, started as a baby, food, caretaking, different kinds of things, schools, that I'm talking about my story, yeah? Then primary school, high school, and then college, and then graduate, yeah. And then training to be a medical transcriptionist, yeah. And then came to Bengaluru for job, okay. And then while doing job, I started doing correspondence education, Master of Literature, yeah, Arts, English Literature, Master of Arts, yeah. That's where I read so many books. I thought I'm just going to read some books and then get a certificate, yeah. The course took me through history of humankind, sociology, and just books is literature. You know what all is covered? Poetry. Yeah, Chaucer and Bunyan. Yeah. Don Quixote. Yeah. Ooh, talk about it. Shakespeare. Yeah. History of mankind in books. Yeah. In poetry and drama and oh my goodness, there's so many genres. And that's when you kind of my story is like a fast track covering all the good details about humanity. Because the fabric of time space has been healing since some time. So I'm like a catalyst also, who's then when the fabric of time space, when the enterprise, that is life, universe, ready enough, that's when the internet was able to emerge into existence. You know, like a thought, somebody had a thought and then was able to emerge into existence. And now we have the benefit of the internet. Yeah, we're also talking humanity across boundaries. Yeah, sitting in our own homes, comfort of our own homes. And then I emerge with we've got a little too formal, and then how we need to speak, and then how we need to be, and then how we need to live life normally, ordinary, harmoniously, and we are now more readier for enlivening life in the multiverse. We got to get the basics. We got to warm up to the basics. So I am sitting in a normal, ordinary, harmonious. Okay, this is harmony for me. Kind of just works. It's my working space. Yeah, you all have your office. This is the office that works for me. I got to see that color in that order and that material. Yeah. Um, for having a certain texture from which to do things, and I need to look at that map. And it's just my office. It works. You all have our own offices. Yeah. Homemaker, student, your space that works for you. Yeah. And my job is for us to come to normal, ordinary, harmonious living from the comfort of our own homes, basically the comfort of our own body as the first home come office come ShriYantra. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Like we have the idea of the ShriChakra. The central dot at the center of the ShriChakra is like you. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, Lord of Rings. And then how you maintain your own life is how you have health, wealth, and wisdom. And sustainable health, wealth, and wisdom requires some education. Yeah, you have health, wealth, wisdom, ecological economics, and we got so many circles. The sense, I got my Sri Chakra, you got your Sri Chakra. Basically, you have a life. I have a life too. And for all of our lives to cooperatively, ecologically work, otherwise, we are a little bit me, you, and then, competition and all of that stuff, like microbes, yeah, jostling for space. We got space. Yeah. Okay. For you to see that, We need some education, which is why the ShriChakra has 4 gateways that is representing space. And all those chakras inside is representing time. So for you to get that you have your own space, you have your own grounds for being and becoming, you got to see space and time in perspective. Yeah. Otherwise, we have a clock and then we run like rats. Yeah. Round, chasing somebody's idea. You have no idea where you really headed. And you don't know Ishvara Pranidhana, Ishvara Pranidhana, Ishvara Pranidhana. Ishvara Pranidhana is, for example, your own heart beats at your own pace. I call it heartbeat, lung beat, life beat. Your heart beats at its own pace, which is different from that of your spouse, your parents, your siblings, neighbors, friends, what have you. Your lungs breathe at your own lung space, which is why you have a body and not just somebody else's body. You would be a ghost. Yeah. You have your own body, which is beating, breathing. Beat is basically pace. Yeah. At its own pace. And you have a life beat, which is like kind of, let's just say, if we consider the lung beat as a secondary respiration, that which started beating when we were in a mother's womb, when our body wasn't exposed to air outside, how was the body breathing? That I call as life beat. That which animates our life so that we are alive, which means that beat is still on while we are talking. That which animates our life. And then we have the lung beat, which is a secondary respiration, which came on only after being born from a mother's womb. You're on Earth. Lungs function with the oxygen and other gases that is there on Earth, because Earth is the new womb that supports growing up. Yeah? We're not going out of this. We are now, babies are born to have mothers, fathers, neighbors, children, future generations, contemporaries. All of our lives work fine, which is why there's this idea of the ShriChakra. To enliven life in the multiverse sustainably, ecologically. That's why we have a body that's human. Otherwise, parents would kill us now. Yeah? There's right from our ovary, there is before our body can form a human body, mother, father material, genetic material, they need to agree for who's this new creation. Yeah? This new light of life. Yeah? Does the internal processes, the reason for coming to existence, does it agree with mother's, father's life at least getting better? Yeah, otherwise they'll kill you. You wouldn't have survived the fertilization and then the agreement to continue to have a body that's human. Yeah. So we're also born to take care of our parents, have their lives work too. And then we have, for example, the neighborhood, the schools we attend. If you're a little like this with them, they will put you in a corner, or they will, put you in a hospital. Yeah, you got to get your orientations right. You see? Even if you may be normal, you may be a little perpendicular with the other circles around you. Yeah. So you got to look at your feel, pay attention to the circles around you. I have a method for it. Yeah, I call it my conscience. It's like the seed needs to grow through the environment. Yeah, there are many circles and influences, and it needs to work for them too, and it needs to work for us also. And also for future generations. That's when the circles support each other. Yeah. And that requires certain conscience. Okay. So I'm speaking from the raw of the matter, and I'm posting this on YouTube. Now the sound of life, my life, I call it Mukambika Raga, because over several cycles of history and herstory, I have had the opportunity to now be born and then think in terms of, oh, we got the internet also, we got stories also, we also got WHO of diseases. And our normal, ordinary, harmonious life is facing a little difficulty because we are having a discomfort with just being ourselves. You got to wear makeup, look all nice and prim and proper, yeah? And with perfect backgrounds, and then no disturbance, and it's all got to be nice and beautiful and perfect, yeah? This is perfect, yeah? But the thing is, being perfect is not the purpose for why we come into existence. We are born to do the work that human beings have the capability of from having body that's human, which is to enliven life in the multiverse. Which is why there's the idea of ShriYantra, ShriChakra. We got lots of circles, but enlivening life in the multiverse, such that we are sustainably having health, wealth, and wisdom, such that nobody is getting into diseases, economic challenges, wisdom challenges, or longevity challenges. Because there was the Big Bang, which means things didn't work as well. Yeah. So we're trying to have sustainable life. So Big Bang is not happening. Yeah. So, which means from how we are doing things, how we are living, we need to keep correcting the codes because of which life was not sustainable earlier, because of which the Big Bang happened. Okay? And that requires my method of yoga, healthy and natural breathing, which is where, so historically, there's this idea of the bathtub, where the king takes a bath first, and then the queen in the same water, and then different people in the household, and then the babies take bath in the same water because water was so rare kind. They had to go get it from very far places. So in Malayalam, they say, kulpichu kulpichu kutti illiyandakanda. Yeah, which means that comes from, give bath and clean and wash and don't throw the baby along with the water. That's the idea. Because the problem was we didn't know how to clean the water. Yeah, so you don't know which values to preserve, which not to. So we also have landfills and then spaceships. Spaceships. Rockets and satellites in outer space. Yeah, cluttering. And there's this movie called Wall-E talking about lots of, debris and landfalls and lots of satellites clouding. And you should watch the movie Wall-E. Yeah, where Wall-E is a robot and on Earth and then cleaning debris and then finds a plant, which was why Wall-E kind of robots were created to discover that Earth is habitable. Yeah. So we are already on Earth. And we have our practices, for example, we have WHO's list of diseases, and we have this landfill practices and satellites clouding us space, outer space and all that. So we are doing the work of Wall-E. I've been doing the work of Wall-E since some time. And I am making available through the Human Rehabilitation Project. So we are rehabilitating into what is possible. Why Earth was created? Okay. Why Earth came into existence? What Earth has been doing in this big wide universe that other planets haven't figured out. And why have humans evolved over time? What work humans have the capability of? While there is all this inquiry into robotics and all that, so it's getting a little mechanical. While we haven't really, they've not really studied the human body. So I have been, yeah. So we maintain life. So Wall-E doesn't have to, then discover, oh, we found a plant. Yeah, life is again sustainable. We maintain, sustain life from simply having a body that's human. Yeah. That requires healthy and natural breathing. It's called ShriYantra. Okay. Shri is also health, wealth, wisdom. Yeah. To maintain health, wealth, wisdom, our body needs to breathe a particular way which is represented by the idea of the ShriChakra. Okay? Now, I'm having you all be a little uncomfortably comfortable, or rather get comfortable with the discomfort of it's not perfect. But we are getting to a better place. First impressions is not the best impressions. Neither is how things are now, how things are going to be always. Ew. You are work in progress. I'm work in progress. We have babies spawning around us, all for the purpose of making things better. Yeah. So I'm getting comfortable with being just me. Yeah, the elephant in the room is not so seen. So it's all about normal, ordinary, harmonious living. It's about normal, ordinary, being okay with being yourself. At least to begin with. Okay. At least to begin with. Yeah, okay. If you've been an employee, okay, so this is another phase. One is healthy natural breathing. Other one is personal dharma. If you're an employee or an employer or an organization that employs people, one of the jobs as an employee, employer, or an organization is to function like a student, like a university, like a college, where just like you may have gone to school and learned from, oh, baby class, first standard, second standard, yeah, 10th standard, and then you go to, okay, primary school, high school, so different schools maybe, or the same school, college, maybe a different organization. But because they specialize in that, it's why it's called a college or a high school or primary school. Yeah, and then there's graduate school, postgraduate. The point is, they specialize in doing it better. And then from there, you have produce which would benefit your own level of produce, like your vision, why your organization has come into existence. What I'm saying is, as an employee, your job is also to learn to get better at what you'd like to do, which is when you get placement into that department, which is more doing that which you'd like to do. And then when you get further specialized in it, maybe you'll arrive at a solution which your organization, your company, your employer is not really headed towards, is not really inspired in funding in developing that, because that's not the organization, the employer's vision. Okay? So you can get really good with your work, save money, build your connections so that you are able to then make that value available, which your employer, your organization is not really working on because their vision is something else. So when organizations, a real organization, is functioning like a university, like a college, yeah, where you're looking at the growth of your employees so that they are becoming their own best specialist. And then you can collaborate with them so that your organization, if there are values, for example, it's a bolt, it's a nut, it's a screw, it's a scale, it's a food, or it's a value, HR, for example, or we've got lots of departments. And if your employee is specifically interested in that particular function, that particular department, to watch for how they are functioning so that your circle of influence, your association, your relationship with your employees, with your people, is maintained humanely, such that you're always staying in touch. We're all on the same planet. When you're supporting them do well, they support you do well too. How do you know you're not going to only be sitting with, developing that screw? How do you know you're not going to grow up into developing an entire car? Yeah. And for which your employees may be specializing into developing those specifics, in a way, we're not really about, developing that bolt. If you are work on it and then you get people by which to support you developing that, game changer bolt. And then when we are also growing up, we can use your bolt, this screw, that scale, that stuff, and then fell together, and then we're still associated. You're making profit, I'm making profit, and we're all, our vision is getting better, and we can all work together, and we are all, health, wealth, wisdom. I get better, contemporaries get better, future generations get better because of how we are collaborating. Yeah, a real organization pays attention to those fine details about your employees' interest. My organization, as an employee, medical transcription. Company name, accuses, yeah. Private limited, yeah. Okay. This is Software India Private Limited. Yeah. That's the company's name. Yeah. But company was into medical transcription. Yeah. So the vision is there, and what they were, which IT information technology services. Yeah. So the vision is there, and what was possible to be done, which part of the software, which part, so there's also a software department, but what they were developing is also AccuSuite, yeah. And they then came to coding. So where did it start from? What they were doing? So different specialization as you specialize and specialize. And then I come as an employee, and I'm interested in developing listening. Started as a transcriptionist, and then moved into in a company that Ascent InfoServe. Started as a transcriptionist. And then I came to Accusis as a quality assurance specialist, quality control specialist. Yeah. And then from there, my interest is in the quality bit. So there is also the production bit, production vertical. There's also the quality vertical. And then, of course, if I was good in software, there was also the software department. I'm into transcription. Yeah. So there's this production vertical or the quality vertical. I chose a quality vertical. Yeah. And then from there, so there's quality assurance. Yeah. Quality control specialist. And then there's quality assurance. There's quality assurance. Yeah. Quality assurance specialist. And there's senior quality assurance specialist. Yeah. So, so I was specializing in quality. And then I moved into so there's in quality itself, there is, you begin from certain accounts, and then there is hierarchy in accounts in the sense hospitals. There are different kinds of hospitals, different specialities of hospitals. Some people are into gynecology, for example. Some people are different levels of specialization, different kinds of medical departments. Yeah. So according to what you have acumen for, you develop, you get better with improving the quality, the medical record quality of. Yeah, you listen and then you transcribe, that's one level, and then you start editing and improving for quality. There's also how many transcripts are able to be produced in a day. So that's a production vertical. So that's how it was developing. And so I was interested in details, getting the codes, errors off, and then so I was more interested in that way. And then from there, the point is, I was trying to see, okay, medical records. Some point you get to a little Ford system. You're doing the same thing. Now you should watch this movie, Seabiscuit, where the person who made that car, no, horse, again, was into making bread. He says, I'm doing this. There's actually something that you can do to improve the matter. And his employees states, if that's what you want to do, could develop your own process, develop your own company. And then he goes and develops car. Yeah. But he also has finds a horse, yeah, racing, finds jockey. Yeah. So there's a story there. So the point is, I was into records, and then correct errors. Why are there errors? Yeah, you repeat and repeat, and then you kind of like, Where is this coming from? It's like there's this movie, Pursuit of Happiness. Make calls, make calls, make calls. Where is this headed towards? Oh, president. Yeah. And then he goes straight and calls the president. Then, yeah. And then cracks the deal. And the point is, you're doing the same thing. You do. Yeah. Why are we doing this? So problem. Where is the problem because of which we have these problems? When we address that, then we won't have these problems. And I discovered listening. The logo or the tagline of Accuser Software India Private Limited at that point in time. Now the company got acquired by another company, got acquired by another company. But the thing is, the DNA is always there. The value, why was this company acquired by another company? Is because the value is always there. Otherwise, why will they want to invest? Yeah. The point is, the tagline of the company was, we listen. And I'm saying, okay, we listen. It's like, if you're really listening, we shouldn't have these errors. So I discovered there's a problem with our listening itself. I was like, we need to work on skill development. So our transcriptionists, our QA people, they're getting better at listening. And listening is where the error is beginning. Yeah, when you don't listen well enough, you need to improve on our ability to listen so that we are able to catch errors faster. The production turnaround becomes better. Because when quality improves, turnaround, what is produced, improves in speed. And so there's this appraisal form, annual appraisal form. So what would you like? So what have you been doing through the year and what would you like to do? So that's one of the questions. And I listed out a whole thing on, we should be working listening and we get skill sets and all of that. And the response was, that is not what our company is working for. That's not our vision. I think they recognize that there is more power. There's just more behind my, let's go for it. That they're like, I got 36 chambered. There's this movie, 36 chamber of Shaolin Kung Fu. Yeah. Where you train and, this person trains in all these 35 chambers. Yeah. Because there is a commitment for why he was training. He wanted to save his own village, his own town, from the advent, the colonization, etc., what was happening in his country, and which is why he started training. So there is more for doing things, for being in, for training, for being there, than what the company employed the person for, yeah, or started training the person for. So I got 36 chambered from accusers. In the sense, you go develop your own, yeah, because they saw that there was more oomph in my, let's go for it. They said, that's not our company's vision. That's not what we are inspired to invest money on, to develop employees for, training to listen. Because if that's the vertical, there's also the training vertical. Yeah. So quality, production, software, training is also there. Yeah. So if you're interested, then you'll have to work on your processes and then make that values available, which means I'll have to do the work on how to train. Ooh, I started with transcription and then got better with quality. Yeah. Training is not something that I've been working on. It's like all brand new, fresh. How do you train? Yeah. It's like you join school and then you're a student and then you become a better student by teaching. Yeah. That was not known. So I'm into quality, and then in your quality, you sit in front of a computer and do the work, not hardly even interacting with other people. Yeah, only when I have to tell you, you have an error, we need that book, we need to work on this little thing, go eat, and then back on the computer, and then do your work. Training is a whole new ball game. Yeah. You got to first figure out how to interact with people, because I've been sitting in front of a computer. Yeah. And then, so my social interaction skills is listen well. Yeah. Listen well. And then find errors. Yeah. And then make a record perfect. Yeah. 100%. And then I will find fault from that tool, which is why then you go into quality assurance. Yeah. You can find errors, batch wise, and then sampling. And then out of 5% sampling, you still find errors. Yeah. So you find a problem with everything, yeah? Because, yeah, she's a terror. Actually, the CEO of the company, he was having a conversation with me in an open town hall kind, like all employees gathering, talking. And then he said, um, so you'll find errors in my report. He said, yeah, why else have you employed me? Of course I'll find an error in your report. Yeah. I think he wanted to hear something like that. Yeah. Because why will I spare you? You're paying me to not be nice to you. You're paying me for me to do my job. If I'm going to be nice to you, what in the world? I mean, what work am I doing? Yeah. So I was kind of a little terror. Yeah. A little bit, I think. Or maybe I was scaring myself. Or maybe, yeah. So when I'm interacting with social business circles, I'll find a fault. And people have a problem with with finding a fault. You'll say, oh, judgment, criticism, and yeah. So I will sit there and I'm doing healthy natural breathing, and they're kind of a little scared around because I think, yeah, because and now I'm developing my conscience. Yeah. So you also develop your conscience. So you don't have to get scared of Judgment Day. Around the globe, there's this fear of Judgment Day. That's because you don't know how to improve your conscience, maintain your conscience. And there are many levels of it. We have all consciousness, and physical, intellectual, and spatio-temporal concerns, and then emotions, and consciousness, and social circles, and conscience has not been worked as much, which is why we have fake news, artificial intelligence, and critical thinking is not working as well as much as needs to. Yeah. We have landfills because we produce a lot. Quality is a little bit of concern. WHO's list of disease is talking about how much quality is not in focus, because of which we have WHO's list of diseases, economic challenges, landfills, what have you. Yeah. ShriChakra is there, but health, wealth, wisdom concerns, because the ShriYantra, our body, our ability to discern right versus wrong, quality versus quantity, quality of healthcare. So we are making do with, we've had globally, we used to be warring tribes. So we were more concerned with surviving and being alive. Yeah. And then we've had to survive from not having diseases. We still have WHO of diseases. We're still working on it. Now we've been working so much, we've also have internet by which to communicate. So some of the diseases from not being able to communicate across the boundaries. So now we have the internet. So we have so much. Yeah, I can at least tell I'm having this, you're having this, can we exchange? Now we have trade, yeah, across boundaries. We're all on the same planet. Yeah. So that internet has brought some more causes for these warring tribes. Yeah. The disease has been coming down. Yeah. And then there is boundary concerns. My boundary, your boundary. That's also coming from, you don't know where you end and another begin. The Sri Chakra has several circles. Yeah. And I at least find there are 36 circles, because Sri Chakra has 4 gateways together forming 36 lines and 36 dots, points. So I call it dot and dash. Dot, points, dash. 36 plus 36, 72. Melakarta Raga has 72 ragas. But we only play around 35 ragas, which means so much music of life, music, dance, variety, we don't know how to be in touch with. Because we don't know quality needs to be in focus, and what does it take to improve quality? For example, conscience. We don't know how to improve conscience. We've been working on consciousness. So yoga emerged. So there's also mystical practices. There's also different levels of consciousness being inquired into. They say different levels, ascensions. So a lot of work has been happening. Now I'm here to be able to bring all of this together. Yeah. So we're having original humane intelligence. So artificial intelligence also has formed. Yeah. And now we can look at the truth of the matter, and then the ShriYantra Our conscience, when it comes together, that's when there is quality of health, wealth, and wisdom. When there is good quality, and we can listen well, and we can transcribe our stories, improve the errors. Coding, for example, there's it about finding the bugs and error correction and all of that. As we're able to do that from our body that's human, when we are breathing healthy and naturally, it becomes easier for us to discern where do I end and another begin. So our humanity across boundaries concerns, across the nations, my country, your country, boundaries. From our body, when there is better discernment of where I end and another begin, and we have a lot of circles, it's called circadian rhythms. Yeah, it's also called body clock. I have my own body clock where my heartbeat, lung beat, life beat at its own pace. Clock, which is likely to be different from your body clock. And we have life on the same planet, where the sun moves across the sky, moon. Yep. So we have the day-night, the cyclical processes, circadian rhythms of Earth. But there's also, for example, there's electrons from our gadgets moving at a particular pace. There's protons, neutrons. Yeah. Um, geodesimal effect from Earth. There's a planet moving in a particular direction, yeah, in a particular way, a comet moving. So when, like a kayak moving through the ocean, through the water, when it's moving, it causes ripples. So those ripples also, those movements have an effect on our body also. So it's not just the sun and the moon or the electronic gadgets. It's also called piezoelectric effect, where our muscles and the electricity, there are four forces: electromagnetic force, gravitational force, strong force, weak force. They all have an effect on our body, and our body also has an effect on these forces. The point is, we are all on the same planet. And we couldn't think about what I'm talking about here earlier, because we couldn't think in terms of circadian rhythms and body clock and harmonious circadian rhythms and all of this, because we've had to figure out how to stay alive and then how not to get diseases. We are still in different levels of that. And life, the fabric of time space, the conscience. Yeah. There's this book by Mr. David Bohm, Implicate Order. Yeah. Implicit order. Okay. Man. Oof. David Bohm, DAVID BOHM, implicit order. Yeah. It's also about wholesomeness. So it talks about truth math. Yeah. As our critical thinking, as our different factions come together, as we see different, it's like putting the puzzle pieces together. Our body's critical thinking ability, you're able to correct the codes from the influence from, say, a comet moving or electronic gadget moving in a particular way. Tire puncture, we'll be able to repair our own circadian rhythm, body clock rhythms, such that fertility is maintained. Hormones have their own effect on our body. It's said to begin from our head region. It's like top down begins in some way. For example, menopause, begins from kind of here, and then it's top down. So when you're able to maintain, it's not just about the brain, but these two are related. It's like, the body, and they call it a body-mind connection. By healthy natural breathing, it's possible to get our wheels together, functioning and well-oiled. So we're also regularly degreasing the oils, the body clock, the wheels. So when a cog in the wheel, when it gets removed, then the wheels are functioning fine. Yeah. That requires a little bit of discernment. It's also healthier metabolism. You also got to metabolize, for example, the microplastics. Yeah. Such that it's not forming a cog in the wheel. Yeah. So it's not kind of then precipitating into crystals or different kinds of cogs in a physiological processes. For example, hormonal concerns, fertility concerns. Yeah. That's one part. That's the breathe part. Now there's heal bit. Okay. The heal bit is where if there's any punctures, some body part not functioning as well as needs to, then how to restore the normal functioning of them. Yeah. That's also part of, so I have on-table therapy work. So no matter where your problems or concerns it's arising from, they have a gradual, slow resolution of them. Yeah. Without using medicine, without using instruments. Yeah. So there is that faction too, from what I make available. And then that's also part of how we improve our listening, our ability to listen from our body as a ShriYantra. When we are able to listen well enough, our hearts are not closed. And then I go, what did you say? And then we are able to have humanity cross boundaries. Yeah. So when we are listening well, so that's one more faction from healthy natural breathing. When we are breathing well enough, then we're able, our hearts are not cookied. Yeah. From all the stuff that didn't work. And then you need to regularly decookie. Otherwise, you become flat characters instead of being round characters. Nice and soft and puppy-like stuff. So, yeah. Heart warm. Otherwise, you're ready for a fight. Yeah. Yeah. So breathing, healing. You need to heal, then you also need to breathe. And so you maintain the healing process. It's called health or health. You heal and then you grow up from how much you're healing and not just staying there. Yeah? So health, health, heal, heal. Love. You can heal, but your ability to love may be a little bit dying. Yeah. You're all healing, but your ability to connect with the circles. How you connect with circles, I can connect with you, I can't connect with you. Yeah, we're all on the same planet. But I like you, I don't like you. And I don't like you so much that that I'll find fault in your breathing. Yeah, I'll find fault in everything that you do. Yeah, come close. Yeah, okay. So your life is not working yet you care or don't care to the extent that you are able to relate with the circles. I'm talking about enlivening life in the multiverse. So how much of work must I have done? Yeah. And then I'm talking about how to degrease our circles regularly. So there could be something that happened yesterday or, overnight sleeping, you have another memory from your past lifetime or some incident that happened. And then that thought is kind of greasing your oils. And then it's forming a little, yeah, with that circle or those kinds of people. Then you need to, we're on the same planet. And we got to, there's this it's kind of a little twine like this, and then you need to clean that part of the body, those wheels, so that you're having a 360-degree, yeah, a relationship, 300, all our circles. We are not having. I can see here. I can not see here. I'll only look this way. Yeah, I'll only go in this direction. So you'll have looking London, going Tokyo. You want to have a healthy, wealthy, wise life, but you don't want to look one side. So how in the world will you have a healthy, wealthy, wise life when you're partial differential equations? You're not having yoga. You're having partial differential equations. Yeah, you're not all ShriYantra not happening. Yeah, so regular degreasing is required, and for me to get there, you need to get better because your gunk is like putting gunk in across the boundaries to the neighbor's boundaries. So I'm faced with the gunk that you are not able to deal with. So I'm teaching healthy natural breathing so you can manage your own gunk. I manage my own gunk. Yeah. So it's called healthy metabolism. No buy, reduce, reuse, recycle, no waste. Absolute. You're completely finished digesting. Yeah. So we're not having landfills. And the poop and pee and different fluids that also come from our body and yeah, is not forming landfalls or causing diseases. Yeah, because it's all finely digested. What's coming out of our body is medicine for Earth. Is medicine for people around, for our circles. Yeah. So we are not the problem. We are the solution. There's this idea of the sea cucumber. Yeah. Or this idea of a pig, where a pig can eat just about anything. Yeah. Which also is like healthier metabolism. I call it Dasha Mahavidya. Yeah. On how to properly digest the sukha and dukkha. You say sukha, all good, dukkha, bad. But you have no idea which is sukha and dukkha. Your discernment is a little tiny because you've kind of gotten cookied with, I like this, I don't like this. So what is good, you may have put in the don't like box, and what you don't like, you may have put in the like box because you haven't regularly examined your boxes. Oh, apple's gone into orange boxes, and then you didn't know that you didn't know what you didn't know. Though you would love to get there, you just couldn't take the time to discern, oh, we put this all mixed up, all this stuff. You like to get there, but then you're like, my life is here. Yeah. So I have 41 langanams, fastings. As you're digesting, your life goes that much fast. We call it fasting. Yeah. Times 2. Yeah. Sukha and dukkha. We've got the white, they call it the yin and the yang. Yeah. So they call it the white snake or the black snake. Yeah. Got both. Or the white cat and the black cat. How you want to see it? Yin yang. You go both. You have 2 feet. Yeah. Cool. So it's not like hop. Yeah. Like an escalator. Yeah. We just keep doing our work. They're all nice. And nice. Really, really nice. Now, you need to have focus on which escalator you're on. Yeah. So you got, yeah. So without discernment, they're building stuff, and then you're just going with, oh, they're building, they also want to fly up to Mars. Your vision of life is a little, that's not why human beings are created, or what life is, a very for-profit enterprise. Yeah. Project. Yeah. Property of Almighty Inc. Yeah. Universe. So for-profit project. Yeah. So when you're working consistent with what this big organization called the universe, multiverse, reality, what have you. Yeah. That we are all having earth, water, fire, air, spirit, space. We're all having our own normal, ordinary, harmonious life, our own version of normal, ordinary, harmonious life. Yeah. So I'm having us be comfortable with the uncomfortable. It's not perfect. It's called work in progress. It's called iterative improvement, which is what is possible when we are in the country of the present moment. We are keep buffing off into past and future and don't really see what's happening in this moment right now. Your ability for improving health, wealth, and wisdom is in a time travel, in a past, present, future. You have no idea what the present is, but you call it to be in the present. It takes dynamic stillnesses so that you're regularly desilting and coming to the calm lake. Yeah, otherwise you're buffed by all the currents and a lot of stuff. It takes dynamic stillnesses, which is why my website has a domain name, www.dynamicstillnesses.com. Okay. If that's the content there, the website may seem like, oh my goodness, what in the world did I come to? Because there's a person who said, what is this? Okay, so answering people's questions. Now I'm making YouTube videos. Yeah. I started with answering my parents' question. What are you doing? Why are you doing? So that's called frequently asked questions. Yeah. I started putting things up on my website and then developing products. And people are still asking, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Then I discovered people don't know the relationship with mama, papa, baby, idiot. Yeah. And we are also in business circles. Eventually I discovered people are talking about consciousness, not talking about conscience. Yeah. So I'm improving conscience. Still in improving our ability to listen well enough. It's called heart. It's called HEAR, hear, T. And T in such a way that, we are a nice little awning, like a tree branch, and then supporting all the people growing in here, like a tree of life. Yeah. To heart, to getting a heart together, broken heart as a humanity cross boundaries, and then this works, doesn't work, and then repair a broken heart and restore genuine smile. And otherwise, we'll have smiley. Yeah, like, oh my God, I get a rash when I see that. But okay, in the sense, you know, yeah. And then again, remember why I should do my work. Because I saw another smiley me. Yeah. Boy. Okay. I see a lot of that. Yeah, now I'm working on having our facial muscles breathe well, nice enough. Yeah. We got lots of muscles on the face. From our social interactions, we go into smiley patterns. Our smiley bones and all of that, got a lot of pain here. Yeah. So I'm slowly working on improving or having our facial muscles breathe healthier naturally. So the Prakriti and Purusha, the divine masculine, divine feminine, are keeping it together. Yeah, we're on the same planet. So when the seed of life, the masculine, feminine, is all functioning in Advaita, it's like 11, bale bale. Yeah, 11, 11. The zero is gotten well enough. The plate of life, yeah, is like use of knife and fork. Yeah, and we have the plate. The plate is all well enough. We understand what in the world is the knife and fork doing. Yeah. And then we have you can sit across the table. Yeah. And then have a fine little potluck. We have our own plate, our own body, all that fine and clean. Yeah. All nice and pristine. And what produce I make from my life? From my Shri chakra, from my circles. It's also called Samudra Manthan. Yeah. The churning every day, kind of the ShriYantra, the body. The body has so many spins. What I produce, and I bring it on the table. You bring your stuff on the table. We have round table. We got lots of table sizes. Yeah. We have potluck. We have a pajama party. Yeah, we're all just fine with our own life and then keeping the light of life. How beautiful. Yeah. And then we will have non-violent communication that begins with our own body. Yeah. When we are not with the sounds, that's inflammation. That's called inflammation. 6 signs of inflammation. Calor, dolor, rubor, tumor, functional essa, sonar. The sounds that is coming from our own, when we just keep quietly, yeah, the kind of sounds that's running in your head, that's talking about how much of inflammation there is. Yeah, because the wheels, the different body clock wheels, they are kind of very, it's also from the grease that has not been desalted regularly. Yeah, got to keep your oils all fine, your essential oils. That requires healthier natural breathing, also healthier metabolism. Yeah, so you are not having to fly off to Mars. Yeah, because Earth is good enough. From here, you can live life in the multiverse. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, which is why we have a body that's human. Possible doing that. That's what I discovered over 2 years of the pandemic. I think 3 years. Because I started joining for social networking events in 2023. So I must have been in different, I must have been in my own little kind of lockdown. Yeah, contemplating on the matter, not really engaging. And then I got an invite to participate in a social networking group, business networking group. So that's when the lockdown started lifting, I suppose, my own lockdown. Okay. Because I must have been like Babaji, yeah, in the Himalayan mountain tops, yeah, contemplating on the matter in my own meditations. And then in business network, what is your business of living? Yeah, normal ordinary living. Mine is about movementless yoga, yeah, healing, on-table therapy work, course correction counseling, community harmonizing activities. I'm from the healthy economy, while people have been functioning from the sick economy. Yeah. So lot of values difference. Because I'm functioning from conscience, and people have no idea what that means. Yeah. Because they're like, oh, hide. Yeah. What that and all is, you put a veil over your conscience and then do function. So And I'm about cleaning your conscience, and then I must have been so scary to people. Yeah, because that didn't work as well. How much of business did I make? I spent money in business networking, but return on investment, yeah, I learned a lot. So even when you're taking a detour, yeah, or things which may not be as much working for you, you still get to learn from there. So I have a lot of learning from all these different networks, and I'm on a sabbatical from BNI in repositioning my values in the market. And then I discover I'm from the healthy economy, healthy market, yeah, and people have no idea what health is, because our idea of health is lack of disease or working towards improving, going beyond diseases. No idea what health is. Ooh, they even have the ShriChakra, but have no idea what is possible from the ShriChakra. They may be or reverently looking at, yeah, like they have their sacred textbooks they're putting on a pedestal, but have no idea what they're actually talking about. Yeah. So I have education, so health, wealth, wisdom. So I have health factor, with wealth factor, wisdom factor, longevity factor. Yeah, which is again health. Yeah. They have a whole market. It's called me market, matter and energy. Enlivening me in the multiverse. That's my job. So I'm in the normal ordinary of it. Yeah. So we are comfortable with, we all got to learn this. We all got to be comfortable with our own normal ordinary lives. So then we can improve the matter, humanity across boundaries. You see how many planets we have? Earth is the only planet where we are all headquartered, quartered. Yeah. In our own quarters, annual quarters, Q1, Q2, Q3, yeah, Q4. Yeah. And then to improve our businesses of everyday living. So my kind of music is progressive house. Yeah, I begin, and then it goes one loop to the other loop to the other loop. It just improves in just mushrooms and gets a little more complexer, wider. Yeah, it's just more in content. And so this tends to be my practice when I'm talking with people. So they will listen and then like, yeah, she's going, she's talking. And then there even came a point where they said she started, now she's not going to stop. Yeah, because I have progressive house. It just loops and then I got so many circles, 36 circles, one loop with the other with the loop. Lots to talk about, as you can see in this video. Yeah. So I'm thinking this is more like developmental communication. Yeah. I will begin with the introduction of the topic on YouTube. Yeah. And then when it gets, I will then edit it. And when it gets a little more complex, I put it in one of the tiers on my Patreon account. When it gets even more complex from there, I'll put it in another. So I have like 5 welcome drinks. That's what I'm calling it. Welcome drinks, healthy natural breathing. I'm thinking I'm going to put it like a buffet. You got welcome drinks and nibbles and then starters. Yeah. And you got the main course and you got dessert. Yeah, I'm thinking at least like that. 5 actions, I'm thinking. 5 or 6. I'm just thinking about it, yeah. But I'm thinking it'll make it as a meal, as a buffet, yeah. So you can choose what would you like to engage in, and then I'll put content accordingly. So it is not going to get all heavy, or you get, oh, Shika is there, yeah. Or you listen to a little bit of it, and then it's like, okay, because there's so much content, maybe just missing. And then I'll make shots from here, so you get a peek into what in the world happened in the video. So you have the benefit of that also, and you can then engage in what would you like to sample. Okay, there's a shot. Would you like to engage in that? There is this content here. Oh, the video. This video is in maybe one of the membership. But at least you have some idea. You have it available. You like to try more of that? You have, it comes at an affordable price. Right now I've listed it as $5, $7, $9, $36. Okay. So like 4 tiers right now. So, oh, one is free. Yeah, there's that also. Yeah, there's a few free tier also. So, okay. So I'm working on redistributing the value so it's affordable. Everybody can think in terms of what works, and then learning original human intelligence, the actual ShriChakra, ShriYantra. How to enliven life in the multiverse? Because all are going to be having to learn this. Because we come to internet, and in many ways we are working with the internet. So this is original human intelligence. All human beings, you have a body that's human. You're going to have to learn different aspects of this. Yeah. So I'll make it easier, affordable. Those who are investing now will be supporting in fast tracking the learning of it. I call it the book of life. We already have the book, which is our own human body. Yeah. So we don't have to carry like in a book on a satchel. Yeah. Your walkie-talkie book. And then it's about learning our own book of life. Yeah, the ShriYantra, ShriChakra user manual. Yeah. Different stages of developing that. But slowly, slowly, as you're watching the videos, you'll get a little more, you'll warm up to some more of the basics. I'm tending to call it warm up to body food basics, because a body is also already making so many kinds of food. Because a body formed from mommy's womb with a YouTube, which human beings are still figuring out what in the world happened between mommy baby that a human body formed. Yeah. And then to maintain being human and then becoming humane being, we already have the material coded in a DNA, which is why I have my own heartbeat, lung beat, life beat. You have your own. So what does it take to maintain being you is already there in your user manual or the book of life, your own body. But how to do that is what I've been studying. So Kabir Das says, Pothi padi padi jagmua, pandit bhayana koi, dhai akhar prem ke, padai so pandit hoye. He has been reading the book of life. Like, dhai akhar prem ke, a body is formed from love of different kind, care. I have been studying my own body. So people have been asking, who's your teacher? Which is the book you've been reading? I've been reading my own body as a book. Yeah. And that's how I'm talking all this. Yeah. So this is not Shrauta, this is Smarana. Smarana, from Smarana, I've become like a Manvantra. Yeah. Manu Smriti. I think Manu also, landed Noah's Ark, landed on land, and then started civilization, and there was this idea. So I kind of took float, moved from a parent's place in research and development, and then 2 years of the pandemic and health facilitation. And then I've been listening and then paying attention to what in the world are people talking about. Why is there WHO list for diseases? And we have so many methods of healthcare. So I was looking really carefully at what is missing, the presence of which will make a difference. And at least bringing down WHO list for diseases. Then I discovered Upanishads, that they're talking about self of all human beings. Then I discovered I also have self, no? Which means I also must be related with the self. No? So if I'm healing my own self, the self will heal also. No? So on that hypothesis, yeah, on that thought line, I started working on improving my own health through my own method of healthcare, which is biodynamic method. I was paying attention to how do people's health become better because of the work that I'm doing, because I use no medicines. It's just a gentle touch. And then it's about, so you're using healing touch. Yeah, but it's not Reiki. Yeah, it's a biodynamic. Yeah, it's called it's a Midas touch. Yeah, okay. That which has people become like, I call it a restaurant. Yeah, you rest and you become goldie people. Yeah, all beautiful, ennobled people. So that's what I've noticed over time. Because I've noticed they come for therapy sessions and over time, they're becoming entrepreneurs. I'm like, how in the world? Yeah, and then I've discovered there is yoga happening. Yeah, all the different factions come together. So there is yoga happening there. And then I discovered, oh, yoga. And then I was like, people are also standing on their head. They're doing all kinds of positions. And I came to, they were doing contortionism, Indian contortionism. That's also how I came to this idea of Bharadvaj. Yeah. So different stages, and then you come to the original. And then there's this idea of Manvantra. Yeah. So I'm a new chapter, new book, and what it means to be human, humane, alive, in love, in marriage with life, and all that there is. Marriage with life and all that there is. Human beings are not supposed to die. You're supposed to do the work by which to live in life, the multiverse, and maintain life enlivened. So there is no Big Bang. Yeah. That's what we are designed for. That's the design of our make. Yeah. This I discovered from studying my own body. From what in the world is body doing? Yeah. Because they've not really studied the human body or the male body or the female body. WHO system disease talking about that. Just that it was just not the time for us to think about that then. Yeah, to keep us alive, and then less people having diseases, and then we had to come up with the internet, and then with artificial intelligence, for example, for us to be able to do our work faster. There are some things which can be automated, some things we can do by us. There are some things that only human beings can do, which is what I discovered during transcription. Yeah, I would listen and then type, and then came machine transcription. Yeah, machine based automated text. And then I discovered you still need people to correct those texts. Yeah. So there are some things that humans only can do. Yeah. So which artificial intelligence also need to be invented, arrived with. So we can discover what is automatable. And then where do things end and no thing begin? In the sense, things as in like fourth, fifth, TH, ING. Like, so that are, for example, you make computers. Yeah. And then the is better computers. You used to data processing to now we have supercomputers. Yeah. There's also quantum computers. So there's a th of it, TH degree. And then there is, so things go as far as things go, like objects. And then there is no thing. So people have been space, the final frontier. ShriChakra, the four gateways, they're talking about space, and then there is time. Yeah. So we've been like buffed by different kinds of time, including the body clock, circadian rhythms, and hormonal cycles. They're all time-based also, but we haven't really gotten the space of it. When we kind of go beyond, it's not just, go beyond just, but when you work with the time, the circadian rhythms of your body, at one point you come to space of just able to be, for which you need to at least start walking. So you can pay attention to your feet, you can pay attention to warmth and softness and moisture of your body. So you begin to start warming up to the circadian rhythms, the cyclical processes, the wheels that make your body. There's the heartbeat, lung beat, life beat. You need muscles. We got so many muscles. Each muscle beats at their own pace. So that's like a lot of rhythms. Yeah, you're not just paying attention. Oh, heartbeat. No. Lung, respiration, inspiration, expiration, inspiration, inhalation, exhalation. Okay. Yeah. Then muscles, expand, contract, expand, contract. The muscle of the leg moves at a different pace from the muscle of the hand. And then you guys are paying attention to frequency, energy, vibration. Yeah. Specific frequency you pay attention. I'm like, what? That's for that muscle. Other muscles, they are having a difficulty breathing. Yeah, because you're paying attention to only this. You got obsessive compulsive and you're kind of stuck there. You wake up in the morning, there's I told you, 72 ragas. Melakarta chart, 72 ragas. And you're kind of staying with 35. Yeah. Oh my goodness. A body. And I'm thinking it's not just 72. Sounds of life or nothing. It's like Mukambika raga. From a body, it's functioning by so many ragas, not just 72. Because the Sri Chakra is not just 36. That's just a typical representation of an idea. It's like a template, fractals. When you're then connecting the different circles, you then have to check for, it's like is it healthy? Like a stabilizer. Is this healthy? And then like a cookie cutter. Not like a cookie cutter, it's just looking for quality. Does this meet the quality? Go, no go. And then you check for how is this circle connecting with other circles? If they're not connecting, it's no go. Yeah, like you have sacred geometry. One circle that needs to properly, without perpendicular, sharp edges and humanity cross boundaries, they need to nicely find a beautiful circle, which is why it's called Tefiti, restoring the heart of Tefiti. It's going to finally come together. Yeah. Slowly, slowly you grow up. It's called Fibonacci. Yeah. Fractals too. But if you're kind of a little here, you got sharp edges, a cog in the wheel. Yeah. Then again, we have a problem. So you need to, this is working, this is not working. So humanity cross boundaries. Why do you think we are all in the same planet? Because we got to figure out our ass from a hole in the ground. Yeah. So I know this, I told you this is a progressive house. Yeah, this keeps going on. I got so much to talk. Okay, so we got lots of topics to cover. Yeah. So the health, HEALTH. So we got to get our space from time as improve our space, and then space improvement. We say spaceship. That's because my space, your space, our space of being, universe, multiverse. We got lots of space. Dark matter. It's called converting the dark matter. What didn't work. They also call it the Nagas. It's like mind, all, yeah, all nice tangled. Yeah, also not really figuring out, getting it together. So it's like we got Ouroboros here, circle, circle. You got to figure out what you got to figure out. Yeah, otherwise you're not going anywhere. Yeah. So people are trying to trying to go to Mars, moon. Yeah. And then after so many years, India was able to make a movement to moon because they met some certain criteria. Yeah. There's what did you figure out? They had to inquire about the moon. Yeah. Dark matter, soil, and different content. And then, so some more material. Then I'm sitting here like, okay, they're going to moon. Yeah. And I'm thinking, and then they are peering at the sun. And then they're trying to, the galaxies and stars. And yeah, they're all looking at sounds. And you're all going to come here only. Yeah. So I'm putting an affordable price. Yeah. And maintaining it well enough. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to raise the price to exorbitant. No. I mean, we're all on the same planet. What am I going to do with raising so much of the price when the job is for us to enliven life in the multiverse? That's the job. Internet has a job to do. Yeah. An organization has a job to do. So you're all not employees. We're all people on the same planet. Our job is to have people come to their own department, their own entrepreneurship, their own placement in the scheme of things, their own orbit, like planets around this solar system. Yeah. Everybody have their own orbit in the scheme of things. Our own jobs, our own offices. So I'm in the middle of everywhere. Yeah. You think of an organization, organism. We are all a lot of the rings. We got our rings. We all got a job to do in the scheme of things. We have a body that's human. Now we have an umbrella. Oh, given that we are doing human stuff, that's why we have a body that's human. And then I'm into healthcare. You're into maybe computers, accounts, food making. We got that chair. Yeah. So how to sustainably have healthier, wealthier, wiser products. So we're not having landfalls. So other people's lives are not getting into trouble because of what you're producing or how you're producing it. That requires ecological economics. Yeah. So slowly, I'm making the values available. So those who are participating, you will have to sample and try out what works. Yeah. How does this work? How does this suit the larger purpose? Yeah. So us, contemporaries, future generations, we're all doing healthy, wealthy, wiser. Yeah. So do contact me if any of this makes sense. Yeah. And we got to start doing the good work. This is the work. Mr. Gurdjieff spoke about the work. I'm doing the work. I'm forwarding what Mr. Gurdjieff has been doing, Mr. Dr. J. Buchanan. I'm thinking Dr. Bert Hellinger, because he's done some good work, yeah. Dr. William Garner Sutherland. Ooh, Einstein. Ooh, Leonardo da Vinci, because he was contemplating gravitas of the matter. So many. Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio. Ew, because he's done some. Ooh, Jack, Titanic. Ooh, yeah. The whole, and oh my God, the thought lines he's been doing. Yeah. Wolf of Wall Street, because each of us have been doing our research in our own ways. Mr. Ted McGrath, Mission Impossible person. Yeah. Ooh. Man, he's doing so. Aunt Antarctica. Yeah, they've gone to also contemplating on the matter from a person wrote this poem called Aunt Antarctica. Yeah. From India on a project, 6-month project to Antarctica along with a team. So a lot of people are doing, oh my goodness, yeah, work. So I'm doing my bit. Yeah. So do contact me. Let's make life healthier, healthier, wiser. Yeah. Because forming me has taken some time. Yeah. Okay. So forming the internet also has taken some time. Yeah. So the fabric of time space has been healing since some time. So having normal, ordinary, harmonious living requires for us to interact across boundaries. The internet is there. If you're having a difficulty meeting in person, internet is there. So thank you so much for your kind attention. I hope this has been of value to you. Good day.